It's finally here. Ubisoft has made good on their release date, and the community at large is diving into Immortals Fenyx Rising. But before you start exploring every nook and cranny of this puzzle-rich world, there are a few things you absolutely need to know. Hello friends, it's Livid here, one half of the team behind Legacy Gaming, and today we're sharing our launch day survival guide for Immortals Fenyx Rising. If you haven't already done so, check out our ultimate preview video for Immortals Fenyx Rising. In that video, we dive into every facet of the game and break it down into extraordinary detail. We discuss everything from combat to character customization, so if you're looking for a snapshot of the game, definitely give it a watch. Today, we are discussing the game's launch, and regardless of when you watch this video, there are a few really important points that we think are essential to share before you start your adventure on the Golden Isles. This first tip seems really straightforward, but with open-world games, exploration will often be rewarded and sidetrack you quite often. The important thing with Immortals Fenyx Rising, however, is that the god in each region will reward you key blessings that gives Fenyx incredibly powerful effects. These quests have substantial rewards, and given that progression is a bit basic in this game, this amounts to really fleshing out your kit before exploring and fighting in the Golden Isles. We aren't saying don't explore and enjoy your time with each new environment. Just if you're really looking to have your full toolkit at your disposal as quickly as possible, the main quests are your golden ticket. While the game does a fantastic job of showing you the importance of scouting right from the start, its usefulness really shows the further you get into your adventure. Scouting kicks off the main story arcs in the game. And even though it's pretty clear from the beginning that scouting reveals a bunch of important collectibles around the map, making them easier to track down, scouting each new area right from the beginning will allow you to keep your adventure flowing smoothly without the need to double back to look for what you missed in a region. So if time is something you are really worried about wasting, don't forget to look before you leave. Now, a really interesting feature of Immortals Fenyx Rising that might throw players for a loop is the upgrade system within the game. Items are not upgraded independently like most RPGs, but rather upgraded as a whole based on their archetypes. Axes, swords, armor, and more. They're all upgraded at a global level at the Forge of Hephaestus, increasing the raw stats of that entire line of gear. Furthermore, upgrading the class of gear also increases the potency of those weapons by giving us access to the different tiers of sub-effects on all weapons that we collect in the game. And since those effects are the only real differentiators between pieces of gear, it makes them more desirable for certain playstyles. Throughout your travels in the Golden Isles, you'll come across various flora in the form of things like fruits and mushrooms. Don't miss collecting these whenever you can. These are actually key ingredients in crafting potions that function as the main way to restore health and stamina in a pinch. Now, some potions even give you important buffs, like attack and defense, for tackling challenging content within the game. Now, these are actually insane buffs and are essential for boss fights. They're almost in a way like using a major skill cooldown in World of Warcraft, but instead these effects last for upwards of 90 seconds at a time. Now on top of this, just like your gear, these potions can also be upgraded to increase their potency, further cementing them as key elements in combat the further you progress. In prolonged fights, and really just in general, these should really become second nature for players to use. Now, this ties in nicely to what we just talked about with potions. To our surprise, and most content creators all around, the game actually responds to your actions in the world. If you spend too much time in a territory doing quests and whatnot, Typhon will actually send groups of enemies out to come get you. Now this can happen at literally any time, even in the middle of a challenging fight. This is a key reason to really be prepared at any time by keeping on top of your upgrades and making sure you are topped off in essential potions during your adventure. You never know when that curveball is actually just going to hit you. Now, speaking of getting hit with things, as we get into the combat side of the game more, I feel players may get really wrapped up in only using their weapons and abilities to deal with enemies, but don't sleep on throwable objects in your surroundings. Most boss encounters have rocks and various forms of debris that deal a solid 200 to 400 plus damage per hit, which is effectively almost 10 times what your standard sword swing does in a single blow. This can be used to chunk away at bosses or even outright kill off a mob or two when things get a little crazy, allowing you to keep focusing on your main target and saving on stamina. An even more important feature to really pay attention to is that second bar that appears near an enemy's health bar. This is effectively how far away you are from incapacitating your foe, which stuns them and allows you to temporarily deal way more damage during that period. Ubisoft always employs some sort of system like this in their games, and it's good to see it in practice here, really effectively. Certain special abilities, heavy axe attacks, and even parrying will increase an enemy's stun meter, while your basic sword attacks restore your stamina. Keep weaving these attacks together, and nothing will stand in your way. How about a little something to look forward to and really chase for players farther into the game? Look no further than the legendary world bosses, effectively 4 animals according to Aphrodite that award special loot for defeating. What these rewards are just yet, well, we're not really sure, but it's not something that is immediately spelled out in the game, and could be something really exciting to tackle later down the road. Finally, I think it's important we touch on how you really progress even past the game's main story. Sure, there are tons of secrets to find, puzzles to solve, and items to collect throughout the world as you adventure, but we also gain access to Hermes' heroic task board. If you were wondering if Immortals Fenyx Rising was going to have a daily and weekly challenge system, well, wonder no longer. These daily tasks will reward players with essential upgrade items, and the challenges will offer even more rewards that will all contribute to your character's overall progression. So make sure to check in with our buddy Hermes whenever possible. Friends, these are just some of the important things to be aware of, but Immortals Fenyx Rising has a ton more to offer as you explore. We have a ton more content coming your way, so don't forget to subscribe to Legacy Gaming so you never miss a new video. We plan on covering this game top to bottom, so if there is something specific that you want to see, such as guides, let's plays, boss fights, just let us know in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy the video, please consider hitting that like button, it really helps us out. We also have a fantastic Discord of nearly 6,000 members spread across dozens of great games, so check out that link below and join up today. And my name is Livid, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.